Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network. Mike Peterson here with you on the call for the Dirt Slingers Race League. Thursday Thunder Series powered by Tim's Dirt Track Simulators here from the brand new Lernerville Speedway. 33 cars now checked into the pits here tonight. Drivers meeting going on underway right now. Gonna look like we're gonna have 5 heat races here tonight. Lernerville came out onto the service on Tuesday. A lot of races out here already. Saw the Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series out here last night. And then we'll be out here tonight giving it a go here on the Dirt Racing Network with the Dirt Slingers. What's up, William? New instructions here because of Lernerville. We've had there's a couple glitches. If you go off the berm up on the top of the racetrack, it does trigger a caution. It's some with them with the algorithm they have that thinks there's a wall there, so it triggers a caution. So race control is going over instructions on that. New track's good. It's just a couple little glitches, like I just said, but new track's pretty good. We'll see how it goes here tonight. It is pretty cool that they put the pits on the outside of the racetrack for the first time. And so you have to come off and go through the chute and then come onto the racetrack. So it is the first of its kind here on the service. From what I've heard, they're not going to go back and fix all the other tracks. It's just all the new tracks from now going forward will get the pits on the outside, so it's pretty cool, more realistic than what you see out there in real life, so it's pretty cool. All right, looks like drivers' meeting is over. We're going to head down to our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, got a couple more minutes left here in qualifying. Top 10 is Ted Liette, Jason Randolph, Cole Newhoffen, Jeff Herrick, Braden Eiler, Garrett Pepiot, Bryce Bailey, Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell, and Kendall Tucker. Ted Liette putting down a lap of 14.224. Gonna get it going here. 5 heat races lined up. Cars lined up ready in the chute here. All right, getting these guys onto the racetrack here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole. Starting in the LNS Express. Number 3, 1 through the TSR machine. That is Ted Liette, starting on his outside. In the Renegades, number 47, that is Garrett Pepiot, starting third. In the Team SETI Group Holding Competition Suspension Dirt Armada, number 22, that is Mason Hannigan. Starting fourth in the Team SETI Group Holding Wicker Relief Gum with CBD, number 31, that is Tyson Landis. Starting fifth in the Big Game Tree Stands 175, that is Jim Turner. Starting sixth. Give him to come by here. In the 777 Snickers machine, that is Travis Snyder. And starting in seventh, in the Evil Betty number 4, that's Sean Pauser. 7 cars. 8 laps. Top 3 to tonight's A main. Top 2 to the pole dash. Everybody else to the consolations. Going green here for the first time here at the new Lernerville Speedway. Green flag in the air here on the Dirt Racing Network. Good jump by Ted Liette. Mason Hannigan looking on the bottom side. Can't do it that time. Garrett Pepiot, Mason Hannigan side by side through turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1. A little bit of contact there between Mason Hannigan and Garrett Pepiot. Pepiot's going to fall all the way back to the 5th position. Battle heating up here for the race lead. Ted Liette on the outside, Mason Hannigan on the inside. Mason Hannigan off turn number 4 will take the race lead at the line, bounces it off the outside fence. It's going to allow Ted Liette to regain that lead. Mason Hannigan back to second, Tyson Landis in third. Garrett Pepiot 4, Travis Snyder in 5th. Snyder's trying to get a good run there off turn number 4, can't do it that time. Mason Hannigan looking to the inside of Ted Liette for the race lead. 5 to go that last time by. Down the back straightaway, Liette looking to the inside of Hannigan. Side by side off turn number 4. 4 down, 4 to go. Mason Hannigan, Tyson Landis up to the second spot. Ted Liette in third. Garrett Pepiot in 4. Travis Snyder 5th. Sean Pauser 6th. Jim Turner 7th. 3 laps to go as Tyson Landis takes it that time at the line going into turn number 1. Mason Hannigan on the bottom side. Tyson Landis, good run on the outside, trying to get some steam going into turn number 3. Off turn number 4, 2 laps to go for race leader Mason Hannigan. Tyson Landis, Ted Liette. Through turns 3 and 4 now. Here, going to see the white flag this time by off turn number 4. Mason Hannigan solidly out front. Tyson Landis, Ted Liette, Garrett Pepiot, Travis Snyder, Sean Pauser, and Jim Turner. Through turns 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. Mason Hannigan will win heat race number 1. Tyson Landis second, Ted Liette third, Garrett Pepiot, Jim Turner, Travis Snyder, and Sean Pauser. Corey, I think you got confused. Monday is 9 o'clock. Tuesday or Thursday is 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's probably where you got messed up there, my friend. Likes and shares to the broadcast, please. If you're new to the Dirt Racing Network, give us a like on the page as well. Follow us. Doing good things here. Start some watch parties if you can, if you want as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. As we get heat race number 2 lined up on the chute here. Roger told me that this one would work, and it's not working. All right, cars coming on to the racetrack, starting on the pole here for heat race number 2 in the Larry's Window Service, Casey's General Store, number 50. That is Jason Randolph. Starting on his outside in the Elbows Up Sim Team Fairway Motorsports Beat number 2. That is Bryce Bailey. Starting third in the Monster 075. That is Steve Turner. Starting fourth in the BMRS Country Builders number 88, that's John Harper. Starting fifth in the number 29, that is Dustin Griffiths. Starting sixth in the Papa John's number 26, that is Chris Taggett. And starting seventh in the Hallmark Racing Barons number 53, that is Bob Ramundo. 7 cars 8 laps, top 3 to tonight's A main, top 2 to the pole dash. All right, heat race number 2. Getting ready to go green. 8 laps. Green flag.
Green flag.
Good jump by Jason Randolph, Bryce Bailey. 2 cars out front. Jason Randolph was all over that inside grass. Going to allow Bryce Bailey to go by. Jason Randolph going to fall back 2 seconds. Steve Turner in third. Big gaggle of cars behind him. Couple get together. John Harper gets into Dustin Griffiths. Griffiths goes for a wild ride into the berm on the outside of turn number 1. No caution. Bryce Bailey still out front. Jason Randolph, Steve Turner, John Harper, Bob Ramundo, Chris Taggett. Dustin Griffiths did refire. He is quite a ways back. Bryce Bailey solidly out front. Jason Randolph up over, almost over the berm there. It's going to regain, keep the second spot. Steve Turner in third. John Harper, Bob Ramundo, Chris Taggett. Gonna see 4 laps to go. This time by off turn number 4 for Bryce Bailey. Jason Randolph still in the second spot. Steve Turner third. John Harper, Bob Ramundo. Bryce Bailey pulling out by 2.1 seconds now over Jason Randolph. Steve Turner and John Harper. Gonna have 2 laps to go this time by. Good battle here for the third and final transfer spot. Everybody's going to go to the minor main, so this is pretty important here with the white flag in the air. Steve Turner, John Harper battling here for that final transfer spot to tonight's A main. Into turns 1 and 2. Oh, Harper gets into Turner's going to lose a little momentum. He's got about 4 car lengths now to bank up, doing down the back straightaway. Bryce Bailey will win heat race number 2. Jason Randolph second. Steve Turner will finish in third. John Harper, Bob Ramundo, and Chris Taggett. All right, going to get heat race number 3 lined up now. Waiting on one to grid, it looks like. Waiting on Cole Newhoff in the grid. There we go. All right, 7 cars getting ready to roll onto the racetrack. Heat race 3 of 5. Wait for him to roll. Here we go. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 3 in the Kinzer Racing Sim Team Mosaic Valley Transportation Wiki Cushion number 11. That is Cole Newhoffen. Starting in the second spot in the Weezer John Christner Trucking iRacing Flag number 127. That is Blake Majulis. Starting third in the Swindell Speed Labs number 74. That's Adam Elby. Starting fourth in the Oswego Speedway number 56. That is David Flick. Starting fifth in the PG Racing Quality number 92. That's Peyton Grease. Starting sixth in the Black Diamond Motorsports UDTV Tim's Dirt Track Simulators number 91. That is Ernie Williams. And starting in seventh in the Brew Crew Racing Mobile One number 28. That is Dylan Hutchinson. 7 cars here in heat race number 3. 8 laps. Top 3 to tonight's A main. Top 2 to the pole dash. Green flag in the air. Good jump by Newhoffen into turns 1 and 2. Majulis right there on the bottom side. Newhoffen edges ahead going into turn number 3. Majulis there on the bottom side all over the grass through turns 3 and 4, leaning on each other here off turn number 4. Blake Majulis will take it at the line. Newhoffen battles back on the inside. Blake Majulis going to pull away. Cole Newhoffen second. Adam Elby third. Ernie Williams up to fourth. David Flick fifth. Peyton Grease, Dylan Hutchinson completing lap number 2. Cole Newhoffen looking to try to get on the outside. Can't do it that time. Ended in through turns 1 and 2. Newhoffen dives to the inside now going into turn number 3. Slide job here in 3 and 4. Majulis going to cross him back over. Newhoffen will take it in lap number 3. Cole Newhoffen through turns 1 and 2 out front. Blake Majulis second. Adam Elby third. Ernie Williams fourth. David Flick still 6th. Dylan Hutchinson, Peyton Grease taking it to pit road. 4 laps to go that time by for race leader Cole Newhoffen. Adam Elby way high up there, up over, almost over the berm there in 3 and 4. 3 laps to go that time. Still Newhoffen and Majulis out front. Ooh, a little bit of hot going into turns 3 and 4. Majulis got into the back of Cole Newhoffen. Everybody keeps going in the right direction. 2 laps to go. Good battle here for the third and final transfer spot. Ernie Williams going on the outside of Adam Elby. Elby trying to close back in. He's going to get it there off turn number 4, but Ernie's got a good run there side by side with the white flag in the air. Still Newhoffen and Majulis out front. Ernie Williams going to pull ahead going down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Cole Newhoffen will win heat race number 3. Blake Majulis second. Ernie Williams will finish in third. Adam Elby 4th. David Flick 5th. And Dylan Hutchinson will come home in 6th. David, this is a simulator. A lot of us guys do not want to call it a game. We call it a simulator. All right, heat race number 4 coming on to the racetrack now. Yes, it is, David. Only on PC. PC, you need a wheel and pedal set and a subscription to join. It's very addicting. If you have a wife, she's not going to be very happy with you if you race a lot. All right, going to have 6 in this 4th heat race here. Roger Wagner is scheduled to be in here, but he is race control tonight. Going to get cars rolling here onto the racetrack. All right. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 4 in the CPM Racing. CVC. See if it goes by here. Trilogy number 49, that is Jeff Herrick. Starting in the 2nd spot in the Elbows Up Sim Team. Catch Fence. Motorsport Speed number 85, that is Tyler Schell. Starting 3rd in the Team City Group Holding Dirt Armada number X, number 10, I guess I would say. That's Mike Keegan. Starting 4th in the Slick Sim Sport. Down under number 3, that is Lewis Hewitt. Starting 5th in the Elbows Up Sim Team Motorsport Speed Over the Wall. Number 25, that is Richie Preston. And starting 6th in the One Edge Wicked Energy Gum, number 32, that is Derek Layton. 6 cars here making the call for heat race number 4. 8 laps, top 3 to tonight's A main, top 2 to the pole dash. Green flag about ready to come on out. Green flag in the air. Good jump by Jeff Herrick going into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Schell on the outside. Lewis Hewitt up to the 3rd spot. Mike Keegan looking on the inside. Completing lap number 1 that time by Tyler Schell. Tyler Shell, Jeff Herrick still out front. A little bit of sideways there for Jeff Herrick going down the back straightaway. Tyler Shell still out front. Lewis Hewitt in the second spot. Third is Lewis Hewitt. Mike Keegan's going to try to get that second spot. Can't do it that time off turn number 4. Tyler Shell, Lewis Hewitt, Mike Keegan, Jeff Herrick, Richie Preston, Derek Layton. Cars coming off turn number 4 to complete lap number 4. 4 down, 4 to go here in heat race number 4. Tyler Shell, Lewis Hewitt, Mike Keegan, the top 3. Richie Preston, Jeff Herrick, Derek Layton. Tyler Shell still out front, 3 laps to go. Lewis Hewitt goes over the banking there. Caution's going to come out. Lewis Hewitt over the berm. It's going to do it, I believe, for heat race number 4. As Lewis Hewitt goes over the berm. Tyler Shell is going to pick up the win. Mike Keegan second. Richie Preston third. Jeff Herrick fourth. Derek Layton's going to come home in 5th. So see if we can go back and see what happened to Lewis. Lewis got too hot there going in, just a little bit too hot, got over the berm, fell down the banking, and that's going to bring out a caution as we stated earlier in the night. All right, going to go around one more time under caution. Tyler Shell will pick up the victory here in heat race number 4. Into the booth now. Joining with me is none other than Zane Scott. Good evening, Zane. How are you, my friend?
Hey, how you doing, Mike? I'm doing good.
I'm good, man. Doing a little Lernerville racing. It's kind of interesting here on this new racetrack, but so far so good. We've only had one caution over the banking, so I guess that's a little bit of an improvement that we've had here lately.
Yeah, this track we've seen just released this week here on iRacing, and the top side is different than any other of the 11 tracks we have on the service. There is no wall up there. You go over, you're going a long way down through the grass, and definitely on that back straightaway, it can feel like a mile until you come to a stop against the fencing. So these guys have a lot of new challenges here to learn on a brand new racetrack, and it's going to be interesting to see how they maneuver here throughout the night as this track slicks up, that cushion builds up, and the risk versus reward of running the top side gets bigger and bigger.
Going to get heat race number 5 onto the racetrack now. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 5 in the Kinzer Racing Sim Team Border Tire. Profile by Sanford Wicked Cushion. Number 5, that is Braden Eiler. Starting on his outside in the Swindell Speed Lab brand. Number 00, that is Kendall Tucker. Starting in the 3rd spot in the JZ iRacing Photography. Number 54, that's Alex Stautiger. Starting 4th in the Balducci Trucking Rockstar Energy. Number 88, that's Al Balducci. Starting 5th in the Kinzer Racing Sim Team Mosaic Valley Transportation Profile by Sanford Wicked Cushion. Number 10, that is Skylar Brown. And starting 6th in the KS Craftsman, the VRS, excuse me. Number 901, that is Jesse Brannon. 6 cars making the call for heat race number 5. 8 laps. Green flag in the air. Great jump. Front 2 cars. Braden Eiler, Kendall Tucker side by side down the back straightaway. They go into turns 3 and 4. Eiler on the bottom side, Kendall Tucker on the outside, completing lap number 1 as they go into turn number 1.
Kendall Tucker gets the drive out of turn number 4. Is going to rocket to the lead on the bottom side of turn 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, he's going to pull away from the number 5 of Braden Eiler. As the race for 3rd is now heating up as Skylar Brown looks at the bottom side. The 3-4 slides up the racetrack, but Alex Studinger goes around the outside. He'll maintain the position as they complete lap number 2. But a battle once again up front as Eiler looks below Tucker down in the grass. Down the back straightaway, though, Tucker's going to get the drive into the top. There they go through 3 and 4. Now out of the turn, Kendall Tucker will come to complete lap number 3 as the race leader, Staudinger, holds on to that 3rd and final transfer spot.
Skylar Brown trying to find some grip on the bottom side of the racetrack to get up to that third and final transfer spot. Couldn't do it that time. Still out front is Kendall Tucker, Braden Eiler, Alex Staudiger, Skylar Brown, Al Balducci, and Jesse Brannon. Best battle on the racetrack here is for third. Alex Staudiger, Skylar Brown. Through turns 3 and 4, going to see 3 laps to go this time by as they haul it into turn number 1.
Studinger is on the bubble and in trouble as they complete lap number 5. They got 3 to go as he's going to get the drive down the back straightaway. Skylar Brown looks underneath here. He's got to run on the top side of the racetrack. Studinger's off the cushion just a little bit. They're bumper to bumper. They make contact. Brown's going to slide to the infield. Studinger's going to keep it going. That's now going to open the door for Al Balducci as he comes up to 5th. Now 4th, looking for 3rd.
Down the back straightaway. Kendall Tucker's going to see the white flag this time. Braden Eiler still riding second. Alex Staudiger third. Al Balducci closing in that 4th spot. He wants that final transfer spot. Down the back straightaway they go. Kendall Tucker off to number 4 will win heat race number 5. Braden Eiler second. Alex Staudiger will finish in 3rd. Al Balducci will come home in 4th. Skylar Brown 5th. And Jesse Brannon will finish in 6th.
Al Balducci looked to the bottom side there in 3 and 4 and had a good drive off the turn, but it just wasn't going to be enough as Alex Studinger lit up the rear tires, but he'll hold on to the position. He'll transfer tonight's A main as we get ready to line up our C main here. Looks like 11 cars will start. Top 4 will advance. They'll go to the B main. We'll run down the starting lineup here once they get rolling, but this track is looking like it's really starting to slick up here. It's going to be tricky to find that good line. These guys haven't had enough time on here to figure out where that is quite yet, but we've seen a lot of guys like the high side 3 and 4 down the bottom side. There's a bump on exit of the turn that really upsets these 410 sprint cars, or these are 360s, correct, Mike?
360s, yes, sir.
Yeah, these 360s, well, sprint cars in general, as I think everyone currently agrees, and then in turn 1 and 2, you can run almost anywhere on the track, so don't be surprised if guys run down low in 1 and 2, up high in 3 and 4. That's a lap around to Lernerville here. As we wait, these guys grid up. They're going to start rolling any second.
Waiting on one car to grid. Roger Wagner is race control, so we're not waiting for him. Waiting for Sean Pauser to grid here. I believe he's just popped on. No, not yet. We're going to roll without him, so we're going to have 9 cars here in tonight's C main going for the top 4 spots. It's going to be 10 laps. Starting on the pole here for tonight's C main into number 32, that is Derek Layton. Starting in the 2nd spot in the number 10, that is Skylar Brown. Scheduled to be 3rd in the 04, that's Sean Pauser. Starting 4th. In the number 26, that is Chris Taggett. Starting 5th in the number 28, that is Dylan Hutchinson. Starting 6th in the number 3, that's Lewis Hewitt. Starting 7th in the 901, that is Jesse Brannon. Starting 8th in the 777, that is Travis Snyder Jr. And starting 9th in the 29, that's Dustin Griffiths. And starting 10th in the 92, that is Peyton Grease.
Big name here in the C main to look out for. He's going to roll off 6, so he's only got to gain 2 spots to get in the show, but it's going to be that 666 car of Lewis Hewitt. I believe it's 0. It's just a 3 car with the iRacing paints, so it's going to be scored 666, but it's a 3 on the track. That slick Sim Sport machine, the Aussie Lewis Hewitt. He's going to try to come up the field here. He's got 10 laps. He's only got to get 2 positions, so we'll keep an eye on him here as it looks like they're going to come down the back straightaway. Pace truck pulls off, and Derek Layton, Skylar Brown, they're going to pace us to the field. The green flag's out. They're on the hammer. We're underway for tonight's C main.
C main into turn number 1. Skylar Brown on the outside. Derek Layton on the inside. Skylar Brown's going to edge ahead going into turns 3 and 4. Dylan Hutchinson right there as well through turns 3 and 4. Derek Layton will have, or Skylar Brown, will have it going into turn number 1. Derek Layton's going to fall back to 2nd. Dylan Hutchinson, Dustin Griffiths, Jesse Brannon up to 5th. Lewis Hewitt still stuck back here in the 6th spot. Travis Snyder, Peyton Grease, Chris Taggett. Off turn number 4, a little bit of contact. Jesse Brannon. Look like also with Dylan Hutchinson. Everybody still going in the right direction. Still Skylar Brown out front. Derek Layton, Dustin Griffiths, Lewis Hewitt now in the 4th and final transfer spot, completing lap number 2.
Skylar Brown starting to pull away here from 2nd as now we got a battle for that 2nd spot as we speak. Dustin Griffith looks down to the bottom side of the racetrack out of turn number 2, but he's not going to get the drive to do it. Layton's going to hold on. He's going to go to the top side through 3 and 4, trying to mount another run, and here comes number 3, the Aussie Lewis Hewitt. car charging behind him here. He's going to look for third, maybe second for a 2-for-1 deal here. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Dustin Griffiths gets a big run, gets out of shape. That's going to open the door. What will Hewitt do? Hewitt lays off the gas just a little bit. He's going to keep steady where he's at. Leighton on the bottom side of the racetrack. Now Hewitt moves into third, or at least looks for the opportunity here going into turn number 1.
Skylar Brown still out front. Battle still rages on for second, third, and fourth. Dustin Griffiths, Lewis Hewitt. Now Lewis Hewitt and Derek Leighton side by side for the third spot. Lewis Hewitt will take it at the line going into turn number 1. Derek Leighton back to fourth. Peyton Grease still riding fifth. Dylan Hutchinson, Travis Snyder, Jesse Brannon. 8 cars still running on the racetrack. 7 cars now running on the racetrack. Completing lap 3 to go is Skylar Brown. Lewis Hewitt throwing the slide job here in 1 and 2. It's going to Dustin Griffiths going to try to cross him back over down the back straightaway. Lewis Hewitt on the outside, Dustin Griffiths on the inside, side by side. Hewitt will take that second spot at the line going into turn number 1.
Hottest position on the track that's being contested right now is that second position out of turn number 2. They're side by side. Lewis gets a little bit of momentum going into turn number 3. Back to the bottom side goes Dustin Griffith. The bump's going to upset the car. He's going to come up the racetrack, but Hewitt's going to power around the outside. He's going to maintain it. It looked like a battle was going to heat up there for that fourth and final chair spot, but a mistake by Peyton Grease will really open the gap. But as I speak, Derek Leighton's going to go over the banking. Out of turn number 2, he's going to lose a bunch of ground. Here comes Peyton Grease on the backstretch with a big run. Still a couple car lengths, though, however, between them as they're going to come to the finish. Peyton Grease looks, he ain't going to have it. He's going to loop it out, coming to the finish, and Derek Leighton's going to hold on to the position. But Dustin Griffiths, Lewis Hewitt, and Skylar Brown go 4, 3, 2, and 1, and they're going to advance to tonight's B main, looking for a chance to make tonight's feature.
A main's going to grid up here now. Looks like we're going to have 12 cars in tonight's B main. Going to have 5 that transfer to the rear of the A main. Going 12 laps. Waiting on one more to grid. There he is.
12-car B main. Top 5 are going to go to the feature here. So 7 guys will go home. We're going to run them off like this as they start to pull out onto the racetrack, starting on the inside of the front row on the pole position. In the number 47 machine, it's the Michigan driver of Garrett Pepiette. And to his outside, in the number 88 machine, that's going to be John Harper. On the inside of that second row, starting in the third position, the Swindell Speed Labs, number 74, that's Adam Elby. And to his outside, in the number 49 Trilogy machine, that's going to be Jeffrey Herrick. On the inside of the third row, starting in the 5th position, in the 88 machine, it's going to be scored 288, and the Rockstar Energy Drink gets Al Balducci into his outside. And the number 175 is going to be Jim Turner. Go one row back, and starting in 7th position, in the number 53 is going to be Bob Raimondo into his outside. And the number 56 machine, starting 8th, it's going to be David Flick. And in 9th, you'll see your first of the C main transfers. In the number 10 machine profile, Kinzer, I believe that's the Blaney Sim team, actually. It's going to be Skylar Brown into his outside, and then number 3, it's the Aussie Slick Sim Sport machine of Lewis Hewitt. And starting 11th on the final row, in the number 29 machine, that's going to be Dustin Griffiths. And to his outside, in the number 32, starting shotgun on the field, it's going to be Derek Leighton. 12 laps of distance, top 5 advance to tonight's A main, and we're green.
Green flag underway. John Harper on the outside. Garrett Pepiette on the inside. Pepiatte's got it down the back straightaway. Harper battled back on the outside. Side by side into turns 3 and 4. Adam Elby trying to get into this battle as well. So is Jeff Herrick. Al Balducci, the top 5 through turns 1 and 2. 3 wide there for a second for the second spot. Garrett Pepiette, Adam Elby, Al Balducci side by side now. Balducci with Jeff Herrick. John Harper continues out front as they complete lap number 2.
Harper out front, Elby working the bottom side of the racetrack for that second position, but he's going to come up short there out of turn number 2. Jeffrey Herrick, though, is in that final spot. He's on the bubble and in trouble. Behind him is Jim Turner and David Flick. They're looking to race their way in, as up front now we might have a 3-car battle for the lead. As John Harper looks to lost a little bit of speed, Garrett Pepiette out of exit of turn number 2 on the top side of the racetrack, gains a little bit on entry of 3, as Adam Elby working one line below the cushion as they come out to complete lap number 4.
John Harper still out front. Garrett Pepiette goes a little high, goes over the berm. He's going to bring out a caution as he goes over the berm there in turns 1 and 2. Go back and watch that one really quick. Running in the second spot, Garrett Pepiot went too high over the berm, falls down. Shouldn't bring out a caution, but it does here on iRacing. Probably could have refired it, drove away, but. So John Harper is the race leader. Adam Elby second. Al Balducci third. Jeff Herrick fourth. Dustin Griffiths fifth. David Flick sixth. Jim Turner seventh. Skylar Brown eighth. Derek Layton ninth. And Bob Ramundo 10th. Garrett Papiat, Lewis Hewitt have taken it to pit road and done for the evening. So Dustin.
We're halfway home here under caution, so we'll have less than 6 laps to go here to finish us off, Mike.
Yes, sir. Dustin Griffiths holds on to that 5th and final transfer spot. David Flick, Jim Turner, Skylar Brown looking to get up to that 5th and final transfer spot. What's up, Doyle? How's it going, brother? Crap day in the ER. Anything exciting happened today?
Lights on the pace truck do go out here, so we're going to go green next time they come out at turn number 4. John Harper will have the control of the field. LB Balducci, Herrick, and Griffiths are now the top 5. They're going to advance. 1 car out is David Flick, 2 cars out is Jim Turner, and 3 will be that number, or 3 spots out will be Skylar Brown. So that might be a car to keep your eye out on here with less than. We're going to go green with 4 laps to go, so he'll have basically a third of the B main to get up to the 5th spot. But we're going to go green flag racing here out of turn number 4 as Harper gets on the gas and LB's right on the bumper as they go down in the 1. LB looks to the bottom side of the racetrack, puts it in the grass, comes up a little upset with the car. However, he's going to get a good drive off with the moisture out of the turn, and they're going to go into 3. And here comes LB 1 line below, and all the way on the bottom side of the racetrack, that's going to be Al Balducci. He's going to get a good drive and pull away a little bit from the 4th spot.
Good battle for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot here. Jeff Herrick, Dustin Griffiths, David Flick trying to get into that final transfer spot. David Flick will take the 5th spot, drop Dustin Griffiths back to 6th. A little bit of contact there. Jeff Herrick, Dustin Griffiths, David Flick 3 wide back there. We got Skylar Brown as well. 4 cars battling for that 4th and 5th transfer spots.
You could throw a kitty blanket over the Bills cars right now as a battle for 5th. As there's contact now between Herrick and Brown. It's going to upset Brown and Herrick. That might have ruined both of their chances to make the event here, as David Flick now is going to get a little bit of breathing space between him and those cars. But up front, it looks like Al Balducci is going to win the B main. Harper 2nd, LB 3rd, Griffith 4th. Flick will hold on to the 5th spot, and Brown and Herrick are going to come up just short in their efforts to make tonight's A main.
A lot of activity there in the B main. He had a great battle for 4th on back, and also trying to keep up with the front 3 cars as well. As Al Balducci went around and got the win there in tonight's B main. Going to get pole dash onto the racetrack now. Looks like we're going to have 10 cars for the pole dash here tonight. No one died today, Doyle. That's a good day. All right, cars rolling on the racetrack for tonight's pole dash. We got Kendall Tucker, Braden Eiler, Jason Randolph, Tyson Landis, Mason Hannigan, Mike Keegan, Bryce Bailey, Cole Newhoffen, Blake Majulis, and Tyler Schell.
We'll get the pole dash here lined up and getting ready to go. I do not know what the magic number was tonight.
He said it, and I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
But it's going to put the number 31 Team Steady Wicked Relief
Going to go around one more time, so you have time.
Tyson Landis. Kendall Tucker on the outside. On the 2nd row, it'll be Tyler Schell and Cole Newhoffen. In the 3rd row, it'll be Bryce Bailey and the Mason Hannigan to his outside. 1 row back will be Jason Randolph and Blake Majulis. In shotgun on the field in the final row, it'll be Mike Keegan and Braden Eiler here. So 10 cars in the pole dash. We're about to get ready to go green flag when they come out of 4.
Going 8 laps, going to set the field the first 5 rows of tonight's A main. The first front half, because you get the first 10 of the 20 car field here tonight going green. Green flag in the air. Great jump by Tyson Landis. So is Kendall Tucker. Tyler Shell is right there. 3 wide behind them. Kendall Tucker, Tyson Landis side by side. Bryce Bailey, Cole Newhoffen, Tyler Shell. Kendall Tucker is going to prevail in the front. Tyler Shell in the second spot. 3 wide behind him. Bryce Bailey, Tyson Landis, Cole Newhoffen battling for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. Bryce Bailey will take over that 3rd position. Newhoffen and Landis side by side for the 4th position as they go into turn number 1.
Tucker continues to lead the field here. A battle for 4th between Cole Newhoffen and the 31 machine of Tyson Landis as they race down the back straightaway. Newhoffen goes in low. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Tyson Landis is going to look to cut underneath. He's going to get a little bit sideways out of the turn, and that's going to open the door now for Brayden Eiler to possibly make a move going through turns 1 and 2. On the top side of the racetrack, here comes Eiler with a big run there, side by side, wheel to wheel, wing to wing down the back straightaway and into turn number 3 as Eiler looks like he's going to maintain momentum and take up the spot. As up front here, Tucker continues to lead. Shell and Bailey round out the top 3.
Kendall Tucker down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Going to see 3 laps to go. This time by off turn number 4. Tyler Shell closing in for the race lead. Kendall Tucker on the bottom side. Tyler Shell looking on the outside. 2 car lengths. Tyler Shell's going to dive. Try to get on the inside of Kendall Tucker for the race lead here. 2 laps to go. Side by side as they go into turn number 1. Tyler Shell, Kendall Tucker. Tyler Shell will take the lead off turn number 2, but Kendall Tucker rallies on back going into turns 3 and 4 with the slide job off turn number 4 with the white flag in the air, side by side going into turn number 1.
Into turn number 1, Shell runs bomb side racetrack. He's going to slide up. Tucker's going to plant on the bottom side. We're half a lap away from the finish. Who's going to start on the pole? Here comes Tucker. Big drive through turn number 3, slides up the racetrack. He's going to pick it up over Shell, Bailey, Eiler, Newhoffen, Hannigan, Landis, Randolph. Blake Majulis here is going to come by slow. Looks like he may have gotten caught up into an accident there on the last lap. And then Mike Keegan will finish right behind him to round out the pole dash. But starting on the pole for tonight's A main event will be the number 00 of Kendall Tucker. And right behind him, the number 85 of Tyler Shell. So they will make up the front row in tonight's A main event.
Got cars coming onto the racetrack for a quick warm-up session. We do that. We're going to run a quick commercial. Tim's Dirt Track Simulators will be down at the Gateway Nationals here in, I believe it's 3 weeks. And so if you're headed down to St. Louis for the Gateway Nationals, make sure you get over to the merchandise area and the vendor area and see everybody with Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. I know Ernie will be there as well, and Tim will be there, and I'm sure all of his other guys will be there. And then if you're also going to Tulsa in January for the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl, they'll be down there for all, I believe it's 10 days or so. They'll be all down there, and you might even get a chance to meet the one and only Roger Wagner. He'll be down there as well, helping those guys out. So make sure if you're going to St. Louis or Tulsa, to look them up in the vendor area, and they'll be at plenty of racetracks going into next season as well.
Turning some laps here while we wait under a test drive here. Mike, the track is super slick all the way around. However, if you can get on the top side and turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep your car on the track and not go over the berm, you could carry a lot of speed through these turns, keep that momentum up. So it's going to be interesting to see what guys really want to risk it for the biscuit, as they so to say, here tonight in Sarver, Pennsylvania at the Lernerville Speedway.
It's going to be an interesting one. A lot of these guys probably have only raced 1 or 2 races out here, and especially with this a fixed setup race, it's going to be a lot different than these guys racing their own setups. So everybody's on the same setup. The only thing you can do is adjust the top wings. So it's going to be kind of an interesting race, especially as this track slicks off more and more, and these guys haven't been out there with 20 cars, so it's going to be a little bit interesting to see what happens as well.
We're going to run down the starting grid here. We'll start in the 20th position all the way back there. Starting shotgun on this field will be the number 56 of David Flick, and to his inside starting 19th, it'll be the number 29 machine of Dustin Griffiths. Rolling off 18th on the outside of the 9th row, it'll be the number 74 Swindell Speed Labs driver of Adam Elby into his inside, rolling off 17th. In the number 88 machine, it'll be John Harper. And starting 16th, another 88 car, it'll be Al Balducci into his inside. Starting 15th, it'll be the number 54 of Alex Studinger. And to the outside of the 7th row, starting in the 14th position, in the number 25, it'll be Richie Preston. And starting to his inside, in the number 91, Ultimate Dirt TV driver, it'll be Ernie Williams Jr. On the outside of the 6th row, rolling off 12th in tonight's A main, in the number 075, it'll be Steve Turner. And to his outside, rolling off 11th, in the 313, it'll be Ted Liette. Now, rolling off 10th will be the number 92 of Mike Keegan. And rolling off 9th will be the 127 of Blake Majulis. Rolling off 8th should be the number 50 machine of Jason Randolph. If I'm correct here, Mike, I think you might have it saved better.
Roger's going to rearrange them. I didn't write them down, so he's going to rearrange them, and then we'll go through all the top 10.
Sounds good. Getting a little ahead of myself.
That's all right. Starting on the pole will be the 0-0 of Kendall Tucker. Starting on his outside in the 85, that is Tyler Schell. Starting in the 3rd spot, the 2 of Bryce Bailey. 4th is Braden Eiler. 5th is Cole Newhoffen. 6th is Mason Hannigan. 7th, Tyson Landis. 8th, Jason Randolph. 9th, Blake Majulis. And 10th is Mike Keegan. Going green. Green flag in the air for tonight's 30-lap A main event. Kendall Tucker, great jump going into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Schell on the outside, 3 wide. Back here behind him, Bryce Bailey, Braden Eiler, Cole Newhoffen, 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Off turn number 4, Bryce Bailey will dead ahead into the 3rd spot. Cole Newhoffen in 4th. Braden Eiler side by side back there in 5th. Mason Hannigan 6th. Tyson Landis, Blake Majulis, Jason Randolph, and Mike Keegan off turn number 4 as they haul it into turn number 1.
Up front, Tucker's running the bottom side of the racetrack. Shell is running the top side through 1 and 2. They're going to run basically single file here. It looks like no one's gaining, but Shell's going to gain a lot on entry of turn number 3 there. He's going to be on the back bumper now of the 0-0 of Kendall Tucker as they exit turn 4 and go down into turn number 1. We'll see if anyone changes their lines. It looks like they're going to run the same. Now Shell to the top side of the racetrack. He's going to have a good drive. We'll be maybe side by side. A slight mistake by the 85 machine puts the right rear a little bit over the banking. Will kill some speed, allow Tucker to slap to the racetrack, get a little bit of breathing room, but Shell's going to close that gap right back on the exit of 4.
Kendall Tucker on the bottom side of the racetrack. Tyler Schell on the outside. Bryce Bailey is closing in as well. Braden Eiler running in the 4th spot. Cole Newhoffen still in 5th. Front 3 cars pulling away as Tyler Schell looks to the inside now for the race lead. He's going to slide up. Bryce Bailey right there as well as Tucker tries to weave through. He's going to throw the slide job here in 3 and 4. Tyler Schell's going to try to cross him back going into turn number 1. Tyler Schell will take over the race lead through turns 1 and 2. Kendall Tucker, Bryce Bailey, these front 3 cars have pulled away from Braden Eiler running in the 4th spot as Kendall Tucker's going to throw the slide job here in 3 and 4 as Tyler Schell's going to cross him back over going into turn number 1.
You wanted to see a clinic on slide jobs. You got it right now for this race lead as Tyler Schell and Kendall Tucker duking it out. Tucker is going to drive deep down to the 3 and 4, slide all the way up to the cushion on the exit. That's going to allow Schell to carry the momentum on the top side. They go side by side. The caution flag is out. I don't know who's the leader, but it looks like we got a crash on the back straightaway. Alex Studinger, Al Balducci may be involved in this one. Balducci is in the wrong way. And we're going to go back and get a replay here.
Looks like Al Balducci was going down the back straightaway, got into Alex Stouter, got into him. They both went around here on the back straightaway. Cars were coming. I believe that's going to bring out a caution every time. Balducci refires, drives away. Alex Stouter as well. Richie Preston takes it to pit road. He's the first car to retire here tonight. So we still got 19 cars on the racetrack. Kendall Tucker will take over the race lead. Tyler Schell, Bryce Bailey, Braden Eiler, Cole Newhoffen, Blake Majulis, Ernie Williams, Mason Hannigan, Adam Elby, and Tyson Landis rounding out the top 10.
Kendall Tucker's going to get the benefit of the doubt there off that caution flag. They'll let him retain the lead here, so he'll pace the field back to green flag when they get the signal. Shell, though, however, is making moves on the top side of the racetrack through 1 and 2, really carrying the momentum. It's just, can he keep the right rear planted on the cushion on the exit there? We saw him get a good run a couple laps before the caution, but the right rear just barely slipped over the banking. It scrubbed some speed, allowed Tucker to get the good drive off the bottom to go into 3 and 4. But man, when they start throwing those slide jobs, it's so hard to pull away because you just lose all the momentum as you're sliding from the bottom to the top. And a lot of people that don't know here that have raced on Lernerville or just watching on the broadcast, this is a wide racetrack. You got to slide a long way to get from the bottom to the top, and then once you're at the top, you don't have a wall really there to stop you. Maybe you get into it. If you go too hard, you're going over the top and you're not stopping that car. You're going to lose a lot of positions, or maybe bring out the caution and have to go to the tail. So a lot of risk versus reward throwing those haymaker slide jobs like we're seeing not the top 2 cars go. But I mean, really the person that should be maybe a little happy to see that's the number 2 car, Bryce Bailey, in 3rd, because he knows if either of those guys make a mistake, it's going to cost him. But the pace truck's off. We're back, green flag race, and Tucker's going to get us all going.
Going to lap number 35, up in the top left corner of the screen. Kendall Tucker out front. Tyler Shell in the 2nd spot. Bryce Bailey in 3rd. Braden Eiler 4th. Cole Newhoffen in 5th. Everybody right up against the outside, I guess not the wall, up against the berm there. Front 3, 4, 5 cars now. 4 cars going to go to the top as Cole Newhoffen's the first one to drive to the bottom. Blake Majulis right there in 6th. Ernie Williams in 7th. Tyler Shell looking to the inside of Kendall Tucker. Couldn't do it that time off turn number 4 as Kendall Tucker looks to put it into the wall going into turn number 1.
It was a 3-car party before the caution flag come out. You can add a 4th now as Braden Eiler has made his move, starting to keep up with the top contenders here. But we got racing between teammates now as the number 2 gets around the 85. As they go down in here, as I said it, here comes Eiler on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to get a good drive. He's going to scrub a little bit of speed, but we're side by side for second. Let's see if Eiler can make anything happen here as Bailey side by side with the teammates. Shell on the top side, Bailey in the middle. Here comes Eiler on the bottom. We're 3 wide out of turn number 4, but the top momentum is just going to be too much for Bailey to hold off as Shell's going to regain the position.
Tyler Shell running in the 2nd spot. Bryce Bailey 3rd. Braden Eiler 4th. Cole Newhoffen back to 5th. Blake Majulis, Cole Newhoffen off the track. Going to come back on the racetrack is Blake Majulis going to go by in the 5th spot. Cole Newhoffen 6th. Mason Hannigan 7th. Adam Elby 8th. Mike Keegan 9th. And Ernie Williams going to round out the top 10 as Ernie Williams goes for a ride over the berm as well there in 1 and 2. Down, all the way down he goes. Ernie Williams over the berm, going to bring out the caution flag. He's going to refire, join the field, but he's going to fall all the way back to the 19th position.
Ernie just goes on the top side of the racetrack, puts the right rear over, and once you're over, the drop off there is just so steep, the car's going to basically high center and go over it. He got a little bit on his lid there, maybe not too much damage, however, so he'll probably restart the race here and just tag the back of the field. But the caution flag is going to come out. And luckily there, Braden Eiler was running up front with the top 3, maybe had a challenge there for second, made a slight mistake on the entry to turn number 3, scrubbed a lot of speed. The same lap as Newhoffen went over the top side on the exit of, or the entry of 3. And that allowed the top 3 to pull away, but this caution is going to regroup them. It's going to give Braden Eiler second life and another shot here to battle up front with the race leaders. But it's going to be Shell in second and Bailey in third. So we saw those 2 cars battling it out there before the caution. They're going to give Shell the position. Bailey is third, but Tucker will continue to lead the race. He's led almost every lap since the green, except for those couple laps where him and Shell were throwing the haymakers at each other. But we're going to see some good battles here as long as these guys can keep it mistake-free on the top side of the racetrack. And then once we start seeing those slide jobs, it'll really get intense on who can keep the car on the track and not go a little too hard.
Haven't seen any like real contact or anything. It's just the 2 cautions are for the guys that went over the berm. So some pretty good racing out here and pretty clean racing, which is what we've seen a lot here with the Dirt Slingers. So it's been a good race so far. If just these guys would keep it on the racetrack and not go over the berm, we'd be all set. Going to go around at least 2 more times. So I believe we're going to go to lap, wait for him to say 39, I believe. So closing in on about 15 laps to go. Kendall Tucker is the race leader. Tyler Shell, Bryce Bailey, Braden Eiler, Blake Majulis 5th, Cole Newhoffen 6th, Mason Hannigan 7th, Adam Elby, Mike Keegan, and Tyson Landis rounding out the top 10. So
Green.
19 cars on the racetrack. Green flag back in the air. Kendall Tucker out front. Tyler Shell in the 2nd spot. Bryce Bailey 3rd. Braden Eiler 4th. Blake Majulis in 5th. Single file through turns 3 and 4. Cole Newhoff in the first one on the bottom side of the racetrack. Trying to find some grip on the bottom side. Bryce Bailey over the cushion, as Zane said. He's going to fall all the way back to, looks like 19th position. Go back and see what happened to him one more time. Running in the third spot. Going into turn number 1. A little too hot. Just got that right rear over that berm. And enough to go over and bring a caution flag out. Didn't fall all the way down. Kind of went about a couple feet over that berm, but refired, drove away. But he's going to fall all the way back to the 19th position.
Something here a lot of people have been very vocal about since Lernerville has been released is how easy the caution flag comes out when you go over the berm. But I guess there's one person that's probably not complaining right now, and that's Bryce Bailey, because this caution flag is going to allow him to tag the back of the field. He's not going to lose any excessive time to it. So like we said with Eiler in that last caution, this is new life for Bryce Bailey. He's going to have a hard fought battle here to gain a lot of positions to get back to this field. He's going to go from 3rd to 19th. Going over the cushion there, but like we said, I mean, it's going to put him right back in the tail of this field. He's going to have a shot to race his way back through.
Kendall Tucker still the race leader. Tyler Schell, Braden Eiler, Blake Majulis, Cole Newhoffen is the top 5. Mason Hannigan, Adam Albee, Mike Keegan, Tyson Landis, and Jason Randolph, the top 10. Going to lap number 43 now from Race Control.
Keep an eye out here, Mike, on the number 74 Swindell Speed Lab driver of Adam Albee. Started 18th. He's up to 7th so far, and he is quickly moving through this field here. Getting a look at his lap times, we're looking at 15.4s, 15.5s. To put that in comparison, your race leader is running 15.39s. Your second place car is running 15.3s to 15.8s. So he is on pace there, a steady pace to really kind of move his way up through this field. The guys in front of him, running 15.7s. We're looking at Cole Newhoff in 15.5s. So, I mean, Albee's coming. We're going to have to keep an eye on him here. How many cars can he pass and how quickly can he get up to that battle for the race lead?
Something happened to Braden Eiler. He is, looks like he is left the server. Braden Eiler is not on the racetrack here. He's going to be scored back all the way back in the 19th spot, but not on the racetrack. He is grayed out. Looks like he has been taken out of the server or something happened, so maybe a connection issue. But so it's going to Kendall Tucker, Tyler Schell, Blake Majulis, Cole Newhoff, and Mason Hannigan. The top 5, green flag in the air. Good jump by Kendall Tucker. Blake Majulis going to throw the slide job here in 1 and 2 as Tyler Schell is going to try to cross him back over. He will. Cole Newhoff trying to come with him as well as Mason Hannigan is there. 3 wide, almost there off turn number 4. Battle caution on the racetrack here as they were about to battle there for the second spot. Tyson Landis, Mike Keegan around here.
Oh, synchronized spins here from Keegan and Landis. Both of them go over the cushion in turn number 4, and then the wall is right there to meet and greet them. So caution flag is going to come out for the teammates here. Synchronized spins and flips into that outside wall on the outside of turn number 4.
Going to re-rack the field here. We still got 17 cars running on the racetrack. Kendall Tucker, Tyler Schell, Blake Majulis, Cole Newhoffen, Mason Hannigan, Adam Albee up to 6th, John Harper 7th, Jason Randolph 8th, Ted Lee at 9th, and David Flick in 10th. We were talking about Adam Albee. I believe he is going to come all the way from the C main, and he's already up to the 6th position. So a great run, great night here for Adam Albee.
Albee's from the B main here. 3rd from the B main, finished 3rd. So from 18th to 6th. And look, one car behind him, though. That's the 88 machine of John Harper. He finished 17th. He started 1 position in front of Albee, and now he's only 1 spot behind, up in 7th. So both of those guys have gained 10-plus positions. And look a little further back here, you have the number 56 of David Flake. He's also gained 10 positions from 20th to 10th. So some hard charges coming through this field. But really, though, I mean, a heartbreak here for Braden Eiler. It looks like his internet went through, so that's a problem with virtual racing. It's almost like a parts failure, Mike. In real life, the internet goes bad. You got to come off the track unexpectedly. So a tough break for Eiler. That's going to end his night running 3rd at the time that the malfunction occurred. But pace car is going to pull off here, it looks like. Kendall Tucker is going to bring us a green. Shell in second, and for Shell, he's got some new faces behind him. Majulis and Newolf, and guys that he hasn't seen yet in this A main. So it's a couple guys he's not used to racing with, are comfortable maybe around like he was with his teammate. But we're green and racing, and here we go. Down to the turn number 1. Majulis is going to look to the bottom side of the racetrack. Slides up. He's going to put himself right there between first and second of Shell and put himself. But now Shell's going to get the big drive off the turn down into number 3.
Through turns 3 and 4, Kendall Tucker out front. Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell, great battle for the second spot. A good battle back here for the 4th position as well. Cole Newhoff and Mason Hannigan. Blake Majulis 3 wide there for a second as Adam Elby trying to get into this battle as well. Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell, slide job here through turns 3 and 4, side by side for second and for 4th. Going into turn number 1, Tyler Shell. Blake Majulis slide jobs back and forth. Cole Newhoff and Mason Hannigan side by side for the 4th position. Blake Majulis going to take the 2nd spot. Tyler Shell back to 3rd. Mason Hannigan 4th. And Cole Newhoff and Adam Elby back here battling for 5th.
The battle for second has allowed Tucker to pull away a little bit, and we got a caution flag out. This one's going to be for the number. Let's get a quick look here. Find them.
I don't see anybody off the pace. I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Oh, we got a car. I see it here on the Skycam looking for a replay. A car sideways in turn 3. They never actually officially spun out all the way, but they were sideways enough to throw and trigger that caution. It was the number 56 of David Flick. Just gets a little bit of contact from behind by Alex Stuninger. Is going to get him sideways. Brings out the caution. I mean, he kept it straight, though. I don't think that was caution really in real life or anything, but that's just the way the sim and the service work. So we'll regroup the field here and go back green racing.
Get top 10 here. Top 10 still Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell is going to fall back to 3rd. Mason Hannigan, Adam Elby cracking the top 5. Cole Newhoff and John Harper, Jason Randolph, Ted Liette, and Alex Stoutiger in the top 10.
Adam Elby, 18th to 5th now. So every green flag run we get, he looks like he picks up a position. So, I mean, a couple more cautions here. He'll be up front at the pace that he is setting here with these positions gaining on the green flag stints. But we got you got a plethora of teams up here right now. You got two Swindell Speed Lab drivers, 1 and 2. Elbows Up SimSport 3rd. Team SETI 4th, and you have a 3rd Swindell Speed Lab driver 5th. 6, you have a Steve Kinzer race team. 7th, you have Harper. 8th, you have Randolph. 9th, you have a TSR driver in Liette. And 10th, you have Studinger. So, I mean, a variety of drivers up front right now, but the Swindell Speed Labs team is running 1-2, trying to let off the elbow up SimSport driver of Tyler Shell in that 85 car running 3rd.
Going to lap number 51, so just under 10 laps to go. So the lights are out on the pace truck. Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell, Mason Hannigan, Adam Elby. The top 5 as the pace truck is going to go over the berm, go to the pit area. Slow through turns 3 and 4. Green flag back in the air. Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Tyler Shell looking to the inside. He wants to race lead as one goes over the berm. Blake Majulis goes over the top. No caution coming out yet. It's still Kendall Tucker out front. Tyler Shell, Mason Hannigan now up to 3rd. Adam Elby in 4th. Cole Newhoffen in 5th. Front 5 cars out front here. Caution on the racetrack now.
29 machine of Dustin Griffiths did the same thing we saw Mike Keegan do earlier. Just slides over the cushion in turn number 4. Barely taps the wall, though, but he's still going to spin out. And I just want to point out something. We saw Majulis go over the top side of the racetrack. He quickly alt-forward and got out of the server to avoid bringing out a caution flag. So interesting there to see from Majulis to try and maybe keep the race under green flag conditions. So no caution there when we saw him go over the top like we've seen everyone else.
Re-rack in the field here is the front car is going to catch up to the pace truck here. It's still Kendall Tucker, Tyler Shell, now Mason Hannigan in 3rd. Adam Elby in the 4th. Cole Newhoff in 5th. John Harper, Jason Randolph, Ted Liette, Alex Stoutiger, and Al Balducci now into the top 10. Going to lap number 55. It's only seen a couple times we've seen the cars go over the berm to bring out the caution, and then that treacherous turn number 4 exit there as the wall comes up on you pretty quick, and a couple cars have hit that wall or it just almost looped it around, as we just saw Griffiths get up to it. He didn't want to hit it, so he looped it around and maybe tapped it just a tad, but no real like hard racing incidents, just kind of some bad luck for some of these guys to bring out the cautions.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing here with Lernerville. You have no walls, so if guys make little mistakes, they get in too hot, they don't hit the wall and come back in the racing surface. They just slide over and steer clear of everyone else that's racing for a position. So, I mean, that's part of why we haven't seen any, I mean, really big accidents here at Lernerville tonight, other than maybe Mike Keegan and Landis hitting the wall on exit of 4 there because they just got a little too hot. But overall, I mean, single car incident so far tonight.
Looks like the lights are going to go out on the pace truck this time. Going to go green next time. Going to lap number 55. Just under 10. Closing in on 5 to go. Still Kendall Tucker, Tyler Schell, Mason Hannigan, Adam Elby, and Cole Newhoff in the front. 5 cars. Still got 16 cars running on the racetrack. Started with 20.
Elby, 1 spot on that green flag stand. He's up to 4th, but big thing here to see is Shell's going to be right back in the back bumper of Tucker as we go back green flag racing. Here is a good start by Tucker. Shell a little bit behind when we go down the 1. Here comes Shell. He's going to throw a slide job for the race lead. Slides up the racetrack. Here comes Tucker with a steam full momentum. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Tucker's going to blow by him with all the momentum. Go down to the bottom. A 3 and 4 slide up the racetrack. Can Shell carry the momentum on his side? On turn number 4, he cannot completely, but he's going to try again here in 1 and 2.
Tyler Schell is going to throw the side job here in 1 and 2. Kendall Tucker is going to battle back on the inside. He's going to go right on by his Tyler Schell is going to throw the slide job now in 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there off turn number 4. Still Kendall Tucker's going to go by. Tyler Schell is going to go to the bottom side. He's going to slide up now here in 1 and 2 as Tucker's going to go by one more time. Good slide job battle here really from Tyler Schell as Kendall Tucker's going to slide by one more time. Tyler Schell is going to throw a slide job here again in 1 and 2 as Kendall Tucker will go by one more time. It's going to allow Adam Elvey to close in that 3rd spot. Tyler Schell is going to throw the slide job here in 3 and 4. Can't complete it that time as Kendall Tucker will pull away going into turn number 1.
Here comes the number 74 of Adam Elby, though. He's going to capitalize on that slide job from Tyler Schell in turns 3 and 4. He's going to throw one of his own in 1 and 2. Schell drives around back on the bottom side of the racetrack. Out of turn number 2, goes to the cushion.
2 to go.
Run that way through. Turn number 4, 2 to go. However, as Tucker is pulled away a little bit, here comes Elby one more time to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to slide up, but he's not going to have it. Schell drives around the outside as the white flag is going to fly for the 0-0 of Kendall Tucker as he comes through turns 3 and 4 to cross the line. There's a big slide job from Elby. Schell's going to drive back around the outside.
Kendall Tucker through turns 1 and 2 out front, pulling away now from Tyler Schell, Adam Elby, Mason Hannigan, Cole Newhoffen. Down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. Off turn number 4, Kendall Tucker will win tonight's Dirt Slingers race here from Lernerville. Tyler Schell in the 2nd spot. Adam Elby will come home in 3rd. Mason Hannigan 4th. And looks like Cole Newhoffen will finish in 5th.
That will do it as a 0-0. Swindell Speed Labs machine off Kendall Tucker is going to win tonight's DSRL 360 race. A little congrat bumping there at the end of the feature here as those guys, top 3. It's a Swindell, elbows up, Swindell, 1, 2, 3 finish. We saw Adam Elby charge from 18th to 3rd and even have a shot at 2nd there with a couple slide jobs. We saw a big haymaker there would come into the white flag, I believe. Elby threw a pretty deep bomb on Schell. Schell just stepped his foot on the gas, kept it there, and drove right back around him to keep that spot. So, I mean, a pretty impressive race here tonight at Lernerville. You get across the single car cautions that we saw. And I mean, we saw a lot of good racing, a lot of slide jobs up front for the race lead.
Some great racing all over, especially as we stated at the beginning, these guys are all on fixed setups. So a lot of these guys have raced a couple times here on the service here at Lernerville, but they've been on their own setups. I believe probably one of their first fixed setups race where everybody is on the same setup. So, but we're going to get the front 3 into the channel to get a quick word before we let them go. Find them here. And one more. Kendall Tucker. Here we go. All right. Going to get Adam here in the channel. Adam Elby, got a copy.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Adam Elby, got a copy.
Hello? There we go.
I got you, man. Good run here for you tonight. Came from the B main. Started, I believe we documented 18th and came up to third. Just talk about how it was from the driver's seat.
It was a lot of fun. It was pretty tough to pass, but we were able to get, I think, 9 spots in the first 10 laps there. That was pretty fun. Found something pretty early on that nobody else was really running, because kind of like the middle high, not on the top, not on the bottom, but we were able to get by some guys there, and then it kind of went away after the caution. It was just kind of having to play the caution game. A lot of not were coming out, and so we just kept picking them off as we could, and maybe had a car for second, but Shell was too far ahead with not enough laps. So good race with him, and good win to Kendall.
Go ahead, Zane.
Adam, here you started 18th. As we mentioned, you're coming out of the B main. You drive through the field on the top side of the racetrack. We saw you a couple times kind of dip down, run the middle side of the racetrack, and then the bottom out of 3 and 4 as well. What's this track like when you get off the top here? Because we know this place is wide. We know that on the bottom side of the racetrack, there's a lot of grip down there, but you got that bump coming off of 4. How hard is this place to navigate when you're out here with 20 cars on a slicked off racetrack?
It's definitely pretty tough, but if you can figure it out, it just makes you that much better, because you kind of have an edge on everybody else if it's tough, and you kind of figure some stuff out. So that's kind of nice, but yeah, with the shape of the track, you just got to kind of always set up for the next corner, and running the top's obviously pretty sketchy. So if there's something down low, and it's the middle of the race or still pretty early, you might want to go down there and be preservative. You got to kind of know when to attack and when to just roll around and try and pick people off slowly.
All right, man. Any thank yous before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank my guys over at Swindell Speed Lab, all our sponsors, Bell Helmets, Wise Organics, South Bay Partner. Then I got to thank DSRL and you guys for putting this on, so we have something to come do. It was a lot of fun tonight. And then all the fans for watching. Good win to Kendall, and yeah.
All right, man. Congrats on that third place finish.
Thanks, guys.
That's third place. Adam Elby. Going to get Tyler here in the channel. Tyler Shaw, got a copy.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. All right, good run for you. Some unfortunate luck for some of these other guys, but you came home with the second spot. Just talk about the racing out there and talk about all those slide jobs you were throwing tonight.
That was a blast, man. That was the best race I've had on this track. Very racy. You just had to kind of just work the throttle. It was kind of slippery out there, but it was a lot of fun. You just had to hit your marks, because if you missed, you were going over the banks. So couldn't really push the car too hard because you didn't want to go over. So it was tough, but a lot of fun. And thank you to LB and Kendall for having a great race.
Tyler, here we saw you drive through the field. You had your teammate in the number 2 machine, Bryce Bailey, behind you for about the first half of this event. Bryce goes over the top side of the racetrack, has to go to the tail. Then you get Eiler behind you for a restart or so. Eiler has issues, and that puts the 127 of Blake Majulis behind you. And right off the bat, Majulis throws a slide job in 1 and 2. How do you react when you got guys behind you that you've raced with that are on your team? You know how they race, and then all of a sudden you go back green flag racing, you get a slide job from someone that hasn't been there before and is going to try to make some moves here to get to the front, because they're charging from a little bit further back in the field. How do you navigate cars like that? How do you deal with drivers like that? And how do you race them on a track like this?
You just gotta be calm and hit your marks. I really wasn't waiting. Really didn't think he was gonna throw it, and he did. So just had to calm down. And I think he went over the bank, but he just had to calm down. And if they made a mistake, they'd make a mistake. If they didn't, you'd have to ride behind them, because it's kind of really hard to, unless you had room for a slide job, you really couldn't pass someone. But me and Kendall, you could see we're throwing bombs the whole time. That was a blast for sure.
All right, man. Any thank yous before we let you go?
Yep, I'd like to thank everyone that race cleaned that race. That was a blast, and you guys for putting this on. And team, that was up SimSport, our sponsors, Catch Fence Apparel Company. We got real estate, over the wall photographs, BS Air, and Paints by Tuna Can, and Jessup's Logistics.
All right, man. Congrats on that second place finish.
Thank you.
Second place, Tyler Shell. Gonna get Kendall here in the channel. Kendall Tucker, got a copy.
We're not going green.
Sir.
All right, man. Good run for you. Kept it out front all night, started on the pole, and just kind of had to fend off Tyler there. A bunch of slide jobs on you, but you came home with the win. Just talk about how it was from the driver's seat.
Yeah, starting up front tonight, it was just a little different. The only place you can obviously go from starting up that far up front is backwards. So, I mean, that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Just the only one thing, there's just no track and stuff. It does help whenever you can be behind somebody and see what lines they're running and see where they're making speed and where you're losing speed at. So just really was just trying to be smooth and was kind of upset that the bottom, was getting a little slicker down there in 1 and 2. So he was gaining on me pretty hard off 2, and especially in the dash. So I know I was going to have to move up eventually, and with the no walls here and stuff, it can get pretty hairy up there for sure. So trying to keep it straight for the most part and just keep it on the track.
Kendall here, you slightly mentioned it there. So in the service, Charlotte and Knoxville have been the 2 tracks. A lot of guys associate deep slide jobs, throwing those bombs on, but those tracks have walls to save you. Here at Lernerville, this track's wide, you can throw it in deep, but there's no wall to save you if you go a little too hard, and then you're going to pay the price if you go over. We saw you throw some huge bombs there. How scary is that coming from the bottom to the top that fast and knowing that there's nothing there to maybe keep you on the track if you make a mistake? If you go over, that's it for the night. You're going to the tail or upside down.
Yeah, with as wide as the track is here, you can definitely throw some pretty aggressive sliders, and you really just got to throw it in there and hope it sticks for the most part. And there's a decent amount of banking up on the track the higher you up you get. So that slows you down, so that helps whenever you're throwing sliders. So really just trying to keep the car straight, and just have your vantage points on the track just to know when you need to lift, and
Hang on, we're not going green.
just where you can find that fine line between going over and being pretty fast and ripping a good lap. So it's just that fine line, you just got to rip enough laps and just be consistent, and that makes it a lot easier for sure.
All right, man. Any thank yous before we let you go to celebrate?
All the guys over at Swindell Speed Lab, and just got to thank Roger for putting these leagues on. They're always fun to come out here and race in these big fields, so especially on a fixed setup, tighten everybody up a little bit. So it's always fun to come out here, and look forward to keep doing it. And thank y'all for the broadcast. Look back to going forward and watching it.
Hang on,
All right, congrats on that win, and hopefully talk to you again soon.
Sir, appreciate it.
All right, Kendall Tucker picking up the win. Any final thoughts before we sign off here to Zane?
No, I think tonight, we put a stamp on what this track can be. If you got good drivers, a good track, and a good league. A lot of people, we're going to continue to address maybe this caution flag thing coming out maybe a little too prematurely. But, there was no absence of good racing throughout the field tonight, and we definitely saw it up front for the race lead. We saw slide jobs from Shell, LB, Tucker, Majulis, Bailey, all up front, the top 3, throwing those slide jobs for position. And it comes down to, the last 5 laps there, we saw a slide job from Shell for the race lead, comes up short. He falls into the grass, but LV for second, they throw some slide jobs. But, overall tonight, we saw great racing. Tucker started up front. He's going to finish up front. He's going to win tonight's race. And, Shell and LB round out the top 3. So I'm satisfied with tonight's racing. I think it shows bright and positive things here for Lernerville as a track on the service.
I appreciate you coming in to hang out with me here tonight, and anytime you want to come back, just hop on in, and it's always good to have you.
Will do. Thank you.
That's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be back on Monday night with the Dirt Slingers with the Wicked Energy Gun 410 Outlaw Series race presented by Wicked Cushion Esports, 9 p.m. Eastern time for that one. I'll have the call for you on that. Then we'll be back next Wednesday night with the Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series. I'll be on the call for that one for you, 9 p.m. Eastern for that one as well. Roger's going to have some back fusion surgery, so he will be out of commission for a couple days, I think. He's going to tough it out, but I'll be back on Wednesday, and then next Thursday we're going to take off as Roger recovers. So we won't be racing next Thursday, and then we'll be back with a regularly scheduled race week the following week. So just 2 races next week, Monday and Wednesday, and I'll have the call for both of those. Until we talk again, for Roger Wagner and Zane Scott, my name is Mike Peterson. Have a great weekend, and Kendall Tucker was tonight's race winner here at Lernerville. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again